Guys, now we're working on language, okay? As you can see, we're going to see relative clauses, which can be defining and non-defining. We will go there in a moment, okay? Relative clauses. Do you find this familiar? Because we have already seen it, okay? Let me start the presentation. Okay? So, do you remember the relative pronouns? I bet you do. We were working on them for a long time in last book, okay? So, who or whom, which refer to people, and you have the people, okay? And then you have whose, which refers to possession, things that belong to someone. That and which refer to things or animals. Where, which refers to places. There you have the places. And finally, when, which refers to time. Okay? Who did it? The object that refers to, the time where it happened, the objects that belong to someone, and places, okay? So, you have to take into account these relative pronouns when we are speaking about relative clauses, okay? Now, remember, a clause is the same as a sentence. Every sentence needs a subject, a verb, and a complement. You cannot have a sentence without these three things, okay? So, you always need a sentence, a subject, a verb, and a complement. Relative clauses, they are two sentences together, but the second sentence only gives additional information about the subject. We have sentence 1. The woman lives nearby. It's the main sentence. It's a sentence that you understand perfectly alone. The woman lives nearby. There's nothing to worry about it. Sentence 2. Who I met yesterday. It's additional information, and if you see it alone, who I met yesterday, it doesn't make sense. It needs the sentence 1 to make sense. So, the complete sentence which holds the relative clause is, the woman who I met yesterday lives nearby. And then it makes perfect sense. Okay? Now, give me one moment. There you are. There are two kinds of relative clauses, as we said at the beginning. First, we have the defining relative clauses. They tell you which noun they are talking about, okay? So they are giving a specific person, object, thing, time. I like the book which I just finished reading, okay? So we are using which because book is an object. If we were speaking about a person, I like the girl who I met yesterday. I like the park where we played yesterday, okay? So, depending on what is the subject, you use the relative pronoun, okay? Which, because it's an object. If we don't add the information, we will not know which book they are speaking about. So, if I just told you, I like the book, well, you will ask, which book? Well, the one I just finished reading, okay? So, to avoid people asking you, you just say it in the sentence. I like the book which I just finished reading. And then we have the non-defining clauses. They give information about a subject. This information can be omitted, and the sentence will still make sense. For example, I read a wonderful book. No one is going to ask anything. You are just making a comment. But you want to say which book. The book that was given to me by my uncle. So, I read a wonderful book which was given to me by my uncle. We are again using the pronoun which because it refers to an object, book. If we omit information, we still understand that you like the book. Okay? So, these are the sentences. In the non-defining, you always need a comma. In the defining, you don't need a comma. And that's basically it. Okay? Have a great afternoon and see you next video.